Do you even on you you even know one?
I don't have an issue, if I'm being honest.
Your issue, bro.
Nothing?
Oh, there we go. Here we go. Hey,
Not the
Yeah,
Oswald template,
your favorite.
yeah. This one was like
but that thing's still
my
kicking.
very first portfolio. It was my first studio. So like I was second year first studio. Um I was also his so like one of his first studios ever. I think maybe I was like the second semester he taught. So pretty early on, and he required portfolios to be made by the end of the semester. And this is kind I mean, I guess it's like good in some example because he created the template. He picked the font and the size and everything. And also, I mean, of course, the projects, and he has his own presentation style. But this was like the first time I ever did a portfolio. So I'm imagining it's bad. So I'm gonna go through it quickly. I think yeah, he even had this template for the content. I just typed this in. So everyone in my studio had the same portfolio for um this class. And then we had the same projects too. So this was like this very beginning projects. Off the bat, I can already see how bad it is because there's like it's not cropped that well. Um, but I feel like this one is still better than the next ones I did because Oswald pretty much picked everything.
Dang, y'all actually did this stuff in Oswald?
Yeah, this was the second year first studio.
It's not too far different from Hoser stuff.
Yeah, we did this like project. It was I think we started no, this is like a whole series. We started with a drawing where we played with the golden ratio. Then we had to have this assignment. I think everyone had this assignment, but I could be wrong. Then we had to create something from here. Don't remember, but basically do study models until I came up with this idea. Then I had to do the invert of that in like this rectangle. I wish I took better pictures. I feel like the pictures don't look that good. Um, then we had to make a drawing, like a hand drawing of our model. So this was our precedent study, and I had my Sion Giet, and that was a LeCorp precedent. So I basically studied it, made a facade model. Then we had this weird project in the middle of the semester where it was like literally right after Thanksgiving, and we had to do this, and then we still had to do our final that he hadn't announced yet. we um we we I think everyone also had this project, this cubism project. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, I saw these all over the hallway. I
They
wonder if
still
they're
do
still
those.
doing these.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They love it.
Yeah. Then but I saw everyone do these drawings. I don't know if I saw everyone else do these, but basically, I had to create a grid out of this drawing. I didn't know what I was doing, so I had a lot, and then I created this model. Um, I actually kinda liked this one. I really liked how it looked. but I feel like the pictures don't do it justice. Maybe I should have done like a 3D model of it. And I remember it was something I was trying to convey, like something exploding through these different plates and it moving. These pictures look terrible. But then after this, we had to come up with a model, I think, that had something to do with that. But it was to practice this like spatial pattern. And then I created we had to do the drawings on the side. I didn't really like this project too much, but it was okay, I guess. I liked how it brought us different patterns to practice it with. Some people had cool models. I think my model is not that bad. I was the only one who even tried to do a sight condition on top of the model. Um, and then this was my final project, which was we had to use from this precedent. And so right after this project, we went directly into this one. And we had to make study models. And I like my drawings more than the pictures, honestly. But the drawings, I was trying to do like this residential area with some outdoor activity. Don't remember too much, but we did all of this in one semester as well. And then I just added my first year drawings because he told us to add more on top of what his class was about. Um, yeah, because I really like how all the projects look together. It could be he coordinated really nicely, and so and that was across all the projects. Honestly, it was really cool to see these together. And these are just like some pictures, which maybe I didn't need to add pictures to my portfolio, but I did. So this is my first portfolio. Um, we can we can talk about it, or we can just move on to the next one.
Dude, it's actually crazy how much work we did in that first semester, first 2 semesters. We did like, I felt like Hoser's studio was like 3 studios in one. It was pretty wild. But yeah, on the portfolio, I would say with the pictures, this is like super like basic technical stuff. But like, I think if you just made, especially since all your projects were like black and white, if you just desaturated all the photographs you took, it would like improve it 100%. That's like one of those things you can just like flip one button and it'll make it look a lot better. Because it was
Mhm.
like whatever lighting, and I know like we weren't sophisticated at all at second year, so we didn't know how to like frame any of the pictures or anything. But like you get like warm light and then like cool light, and you can just like neutralize it, and then it
That's
would
a
make it flow a little better too.
that's a good idea because I could probably rescue some of these older pictures.
Yeah, especially if you want to like it, maybe we'll see in a bit, but if you want to take some of these to put on a final portfolio, that's one main thing that I would do.
One is so bad because this one I did without Oswald, like without his input, but I still kind of tried to do it. I don't know. I still kind of try to take his format but make it my own, and I just this one is my worst one. I think out of all of them.
Where'd you get the cover picture?
I actually drew it, but this was before I had
Okay.
an iPad.
Hey,
Because now I have like so many apps. Like I forget the names of them now, but I even have some Adobe apps and illustrators on the iPad now too. So yeah, I didn't know
Can I
what I
be
was
a
doing.
dick? Can I be like extra mean?
Yeah, yeah, you
Oh
can.
wow.
Oh, so I like the fact that you did it by like this is your own thing, but maybe it could be more architectural. It kind of seems like like I don't know, like you're making screensavers for an iPhone or something. That's just me being super rude, bringing the spice. But no, 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 that's good. I like
Bro,
the fact that it's your own thing. I thought you just
man,
got it from like some actual like screensaver website.
bro, relax. She only had art from Windows.
Proceed, proceed.
Yeah, this was the worst one. So we'll see. I don't remember what it looks like. Okay, so the
Oh
front is
snap.
not too bad, I guess. And I'm also not sure like why this is so small and the next is so big.
Yeah.
Look how
It's
big all
like
of a
half
sudden.
of this sheet.
One of those
Um,
pop, the flip ones that flip open again.
Yeah, that's the issue I was having with issue.
I think his projects were kind of cool. So this was Omar Ali. So he only taught that one semester. He didn't come back. And
I
he
wouldn't have either.
he came to replace someone else too. He came to replace we were supposed to take control, and then like the day we started, we found out he dropped out of the school that same day. And then I think like a week later is when we got Omar Ali. But I could be wrong. Maybe we already had him and they already I don't know, but point is like first day of school, we didn't even really know. But he he had some interesting ideas and that I hadn't really seen and I feel like he would have gotten maybe more recognition at UTA if he taught a couple more semesters. But he only taught that one semester and now he's at IIT in Chicago. And I actually went to go see him in Chicago at one point. Uh, but yeah, I think I showed him this portfolio and he was like, "Yeah, it's terrible." So many people I showed his portfolio to, they told me it was bad.
To
So I listened.
your face?
Yeah, they did. And so I listened. Cause well, I'll tell more of a story about this later. But this was one of my favorite projects. We had to do a cube and basically like dissect it. Well, create like spaces in the cube. And I didn't know what I was doing at first. I was just experimenting with like different basic moves, but then we started going more in depth and I started creating like this. I wanted it to be like voids that I was focusing on throughout the model. And for this presentation, I feel like this project was kind of basic. I mean, it's just a cube, but this was pretty much my board. This diagram, like what I presented in the jury and this, but in one larger, just one plane. And I was the only one who did that. And even though my graphics were kind of bad, they still conveyed my thoughts. And it also looked clean and organized. So that's when I saw like more creativity coming in with how to present for jury. But these, because everyone else, they didn't have, because we did this in SketchUp, which I hadn't really used SketchUp before, or Rhino. No, we did this in Rhino and SketchUp, but these drawings, I think I took them from SketchUp if I'm right. And honestly, they're terrible looking back on now. But even though this is terrible and it still graphically shows what I wanted to say, and most people didn't even have this. They had like just their cube and maybe drawings of this, and all of them are getting roasted because they couldn't even have like, because this was also like we had 2 weeks to do this. Um, so we didn't have that long. But anyways, then we had this Frankenstein model, which we basically took everyone had a cube, and we had to, like, cut it in a third and combine it with 2 other of our classmates.
What?
Yeah, the project this I wasn't too much of a fan of. I liked this idea just because it looked kinda fun, but then once we got into this Frankenstein, I wasn't sure how I felt about this project, and then we had to make a graphic of it, and this is the graphic I had, but no one else helped me with this.
It's a group project?
Yeah. We had
Did
to
you
do, like, this drawing, this huge drawing about our model and spread it out, and at the time, I'm not sure about now, but at the time, Harper, she wanted to do more hand drawings, but this we had to be forced into doing online. And I'm not sure about Vincent, but honestly, I don't even remember if this did good or bad. But this is the drawing I had, and if we did bad, I don't remember. But
did
What
y'all
are those?
did y'all use a different software for this drawing?
Yeah, what is that?
um
Photographs or
no, so
can't
this
tell.
is a model. This was what,
To the
Rock
right.
Guide, and then we took these and we had to. This is the same. This is pictures, but I had to. The assignment was to do like an outline in Illustrator and draw all the details on
Oh.
top of the photo.
Yeah, see, these read much, much better than the previous ones. That's what I was trying to ask. If y'all use different software, if y'all use a different technique, because in these you can actually have the drawings actually pop and you can read them better than the previous ones, where there's not really any line weight, just color or shading.
Yeah, this I think this is the first time I like started using Illustrator for this drawing.
Yeah, they read much better here.
One thing that's kind of hard with the early studio projects is that like it doesn't have a ground plane and it kind of you end up with like floating pictures or floating renderings and
It's like
sometimes it
a
can
sideways
kind of
cross right here.
yeah, it can like disorient you and you don't know
Yeah.
like what the top is and the bottom and I mean maybe you're not supposed to, but yeah, one thing I would suggest for any of our early architecture school viewers out there or listeners, I would try your best to do to get, I guess, master the technical aspects of what you're doing, because a lot of the conceptual part of it is not going to make sense at the time, and it'll probably click in after the studio's over. But then you can kind of post rationalize your project, and depending on how good you are with editing, you can make a pretty badass portfolio. And usually with these like abstract projects, it's probably better to make the portfolio abstract as well. Because I feel like when people show their super early work, it's like it doesn't really contribute to like how good you are at doing floor plans or sections or technical stuff. But like the abstractness of it, the more abstract you can make it, um, just like putting energy on the paper. Like I know my portfolio does not do this, but like the way that you've very clearly like put these pictures kind of neatly on the page, like square for square. That's how I would do it. But what I'm suggesting is that um since the projects are so wild, then maybe like the format of the portfolio should be wild and kind of match that energy. That's me just like throwing out like a completely different thing. I totally wouldn't go back and do it for my own stuff, but anyone out there who's trying to like make a splash, just get crazy with the first 2 years of architecture school.
Yeah, I would also say document everything.
Yeah. Yeah, just like make a collage of like the whole semester. And like the wilder you can get it, but still retaining like architectural quality to it, the better. Like
Hmm.
make it into a work of art.
So this was the first time we started like really using Rhino as a soft because the first studio, even though the professor Oswald is now known for graphics and 3D software, that first semester, I don't know if UTA still does it, but they try to promote like hand drawing that first semester regardless of whatever professor you took. And so that's what happened that first semester. The second semester is when I was, and I think we were introduced to Rhino, but towards the end. And then here is like where we started using Rhino a lot more. And I started using Photoshop as well. Well, Photoshop I had already known. So started playing with graphics more, guess using more because this is a precedent. So learning, noticing things in section drawings from different projects. Um, then oh, and I think I had another precedent, the Mobius house, which I didn't include those drawings in my portfolio because I only included this one because I didn't make the other graphics. My classmate Chloe did. So Chloe did this drawing. She had a lot more, but I I, I think you shouldn't include other people's work in your portfolio, and if you do, to include their name or like minimize how much you take from them. I think she did this one too. But I just tried to avoid having other people's work, even my professor's work in my portfolio. Then we created this like installation at the MoMA Pavilion. Um, this one has a lot more study models and they take up so much space. This is the final model, which my renderings are so bad. I honestly never got good at rendering. I need to study it more in my free time now, but this rendering is just so bad. Like I remember they talked about it like the like and I
Nah,
just
that's
took
that's just a collage.
yeah, it's so bad. It honestly didn't help my idea because they were like, "Why did you do this design and like floor plan and then in like elevation and section it doesn't look as nice?" So I would have probably been good at like not even having this drawing at all. Or even those drawings. I could have tried to make a way to make my design look better. I my drawings and my renderings hurted my presentation, but um yeah. And then this is the other project. So we had to study Marfa, and this is when I really started using Illustrator. And then we had like some precedent from a movie. I could have scanned this better in my portfolio.
Geez, those line weights in the last two ones are really thick.
Yeah, yeah, go back. Also that figure ground.
Which one?
That too far
Too far.
there. It's only like the site. It's not even the whole. That's so funny. And
Oh, it's Marfa. It's a ghost town.
What? It's only that. What was that Prada store?
Yeah.
Yeah, the project. Everyone had we had to all study Marfa, and then we picked the site, and we were able to choose either an empty site or a site that has a building on top of it. I think we had to have a justification, but this was the first time I like really was interested in visiting a town like this. It was, or I learned something about this project, and mine was like a water. I forget, but I know I was focusing on pools, and honestly, the idea was okay, but like you can't even see. You can see my floor plans, I guess, but there's not really like a whole a good idea showing what my design was anyway. But here it was. I think it was like I don't even remember, but what programs these are trying to be. I think this was I don't know. It's so bad. And then pictures again. And I don't know. This is so bad. I'm gonna even just leave it here.
are you
Yeah.
lazy?
I
It could be
mean,
worse.
Y'all,
that bad.
did y'all get to make a model? A physical model?
Yeah. I don't think I did for that one. We were
Oh,
supposed to make a huge model though.
really?
It was supposed to be super big. I don't even remember the scale, but it would be like taller than me. No, maybe not taller than
Jesus.
me, but like over half of me. And I should have made it, but I didn't. And my jury didn't go too well.
Oof.
um, I mean, it wasn't super bad. I think I was able to explain it at the time. I don't remember being like crushed by this jury. It didn't. It wasn't my best jury.
The Google image, interesting. For some reason, I think that's like the best drawing that you have.
One.
Cause it's interesting seeing Marfa. Shut up. It's interesting seeing like the context and then, like propose like these huge pools. I don't know. It'd be cool to like see it even more zoomed out, and instead of those like cheesy figure grounds that professors always have us draw, you could do like the whole Google map. Dude, honestly, I don't know why they. I mean, figure ground's good for like if you're just looking at if you're trying to get like a quick context diagram or whatever. But in the field, we do like everything from Google, and it helps us just visualize. It helps the client visualize what we're looking at, and it puts it like in place at the right scale, and it I don't know. It helps a lot more.
Dude, y'all use Google Earth?
Yeah.
They don't fly drones out there like we do.
Hey, chill, bro.
Show the client
Small
that you have
firm.
more
Jeez.
more
Oh
We don't have
wow.
500 people. We don't have a
500.
VR department or whatever you have.
We only have 100.
Right, what? 5 offices.
Most of them have like 6 or 10 people. Yeah, I agree.
So,
Yo,
so
Better
Vanessa,
Juan.
how
better
far did
drawing.
we go with that portfolio? Did we go all the way to 4th year?
No, that was just one semester. So at this
Oh
point,
shit.
we're
Okay.
done with second
I think
year.
it's second year. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
money.
I can't remember if this one is better or worse.
I mean,
I'm
the
gonna
cover's
go.
Is this drawing
interesting.
too?
Yeah, wait, let's see the cover. Let's roast it first.
Yeah, hold up.
Looks like it looks like matches being dipped in water puddles.
Wait, I kind of like it more.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's
like
kind
this
of
one.
Pretty
that
cool.
like vaporwave-ish type of vibe, and it's some cyan and magenta colors on the background,
Yeah.
maybe, and a couple of
More spiritual.
flamingos.
It would, yeah. It's kind of like it has like a landscape design quality to it.
Yeah.
I dig it. I approve. Good
Yeah,
job.
that was actually a model. I should have. My biggest mistake probably was not including a picture of that model in my portfolio. I only made it
Oh
the cover,
wow.
and it's like a zoomed in part
Wow.
of the portfolio. No, it's a
Wow.
zoomed in point of the model because you can tell it like cutoffs at the corners. I'm gonna go through this really fast. Just it's kind of bad. Wait,
Oh, these drawings are getting better.
wait. No, I don't think Juan was in my class.
Is
No.
this Oswald again?
No, this one was Kronk. Amanda Kronk.
No, I wasn't in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was okay studio. We had to do a project in Anchorage, Alaska. The graphics are a bit better. Some idea was to have this like so I like art and there's this orphism movement. I basically took that, created a drawing, and then tried to place it into the landscape. And then I made this kind of cube. And it was supposed to be like a research lab. I wish I was better at rendering. I took these off completely in my best portfolio. And then I created this awesome model with Guillermo and Luis, but I didn't have a model ready. Like I didn't have my own model ready.
These
Damn.
the layout of these drawings are kind of throwing me. Like if you can go back to more. Okay, so like this left big one is off in the corner, and the text is like above it, but off to the right, and then the ones in the right are kind of adjacent to this big one on the left, but then the top colorful one is like off to the side. It's like the bottom ones are aligned, and then the top ones are aligned on their own.
Damn, yeah.
And then in the
Yeah.
next one, they're aligned all to the right.
Yeah. Hey,
And
Juan,
then
Yeah.
put your mic down some.
I don't even have the mic on my headphones.
Oh shit. Never
Computer.
mind then. I'm tripping. It's a bit like fuzzy as well, but it's all good. But Bright,
I'll screw up. But yeah, and then these are off to the left a little.
Yeah. My alignment is so bad. It gets better.
And no text to let us know what plan is which.
right. There's no fourth arrow. There's some site, and we
Do
just
we
don't know
go
which is which.
down, right?
I
Down?
honestly forget which way is north.
Yeah, these are the things we messed up as second but not years. You get those labels.
There we
My fourth
go.
year project.
Yeah. Ooh.
Understand why I only did one. Unless maybe the pages moved.
Mm.
Like this spread moved to.
No, that's the cover, I think, because
Oh.
that's the facades of it, right?
Yeah, this is confusing me. Even I was confused, and this is my portfolio.
Oh wow.
But this is the announcement of my project, and then this is like a study done at the very beginning. I
Mhm.
thought this was a whole different project. I was like, this is out of place.
That's what would help is having the text not all be aligned to the left corner.
Yeah,
Like have the title be at the middle somewhere and then all of them else line up somewhere else.
yeah, I agree.
Plus two, did they make you go with the standard 8.5 by 11 page size?
For this one?
Yeah.
No, I made this.
Of the Boswell?
No, I think I may have made it because I was like the career fair is coming.
Mhm.
That's so
Oh,
bad. I
stupid
was in
cat.
That's
fourth
open
year when
word.
I made this. I feel like
Yeah.
it's so bad.
It's hard to format like anything on 8.5 by 11 unless you coordinate it with like opening like a book like this, which
Mhm.
you did on a couple.
Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite pictures though of one of my projects.
Shrines are small.
But this was
Oh, that
like
one's pretty cool.
axonometric.
What do the colors mean?
I think red is supposed to be like structure. I didn't know what structure was back then, but I was like, there's this point in the center and then these on the side.
Make it all load bearing.
Yeah, and then the blue is the stairs. So
Wait, hold up. There's. Oh no. Hold up. Wait, yeah. There's load bear. All that load bear. Structure at the bottom supports all structure at the top without it branching off. So.
and
Wait,
then
are there
these
people in there? Oh no, no, never mind.
no, these things in the middle are bookcases. So like those are like study areas or bookcases.
Dang, this looks like Monty's dad's building in where's it at? Caribbean island that he's doing.
Uh-huh.
Dude,
The library. Here it is. Give it to Papa Borg. Tell him you get a cut.
Yeah.
Doesn't it, Monty? Looks like that library that your dad's trying to do.
Yo, shh.
Mm.
Yo, what are you doing? I heard all
I
of that.
didn't say. I didn't say anything about anything.
Oh yeah.
they're
Ooh,
on
there
to
we
him
go.
now.
There we go.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
getting better. Just
This
no
is
labels or anything, but
I
they're
think
getting better.
yeah, this was I think one of my best projects in school. This was
Ooh.
Nathan. Oh, I mean, no, Juan took this one and Gustavo too. So I think
Bonnie did
Tristan's the
too.
only one who did it.
Oh yeah. Dr. Seuss architect.
Hey, bro, I
Yeah,
still took it. Bonnie's dad's a hater. It was confirmed that year.
yeah,
He is a hater.
yeah, he was.
It took
Luckily,
many
I
years.
wasn't hated on too much because we were presenting in pairs and I was the last one to present. And for some reason, it just the conversation was mainly on the first person, and then they're like, "Okay, second person," in like 5 minutes, and it was over.
Oh wow.
Let me ask you a question. So you and Monty had this class together. This was before y'all were a thing, right? So did and Monty's dad was on the jury, right?
Yeah.
He didn't hold back.
No.
No.
Dang,
No, I didn't
cool.
really know Montgomery even at that point.
Dang,
I don't even think I
Yeah.
spoke to him that whole semester.
dang. He
I
was
think
just that
maybe I
weird dude
did
in the
one.
corner. That weird dude listening to podcasts in the corner,
Uh-huh.
watching
He
Mad
really
Men for the
was.
third time,
Hey,
hitting the
hater.
vape.
Some fights playing in the background.
Oh,
There's this photo. We were at Central Park. I mean, all of us were in Central Park. And there's this photo of Montgomery. He was at like the top of this like castle thing. And I was at the bottom. We both took a picture of each other at the same time.
Yeah. And,
dang. Then y'all
and
looked away really quick.
Talkers.
well, it was like a group of us on each side of it.
Mm-hmm. I don't have to
Whack.
hide it.
Whack. No, it was adorable. It was funny.
Wait, send that picture.
Yeah.
Put it side by side. I want to see it.
Yeah.
That should
I
be. That should have
I
wish.
been
could
at your
find them.
wedding.
I know, right?
That's the one that
Yeah.
started it all.
Yeah, we need to find it. But I don't
Then
think
there
I
was
spoke
the
to him for like
Chipotle date.
another year. I don't remember if you remember me coming into Bijan's studio all the time. I would always talk to Victoria, but she sat across from Montgomery.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was meant to be.
he was very
The
distracted.
smell of birthday pancake got to her and it was over then.
That's so funny.
Are those pastries?
Is that
You got
whiskey?
it in here? Bro.
Who is that?
I
I
don't
want some.
remember your project, Gustavo, from this class.
I don't
I
think I was
remember
in that
speaking
class.
to you about it.
No,
No,
Gustavo wasn't in this one.
Oh, he wasn't? Maybe it was Laz then.
you're confusing me with Lazaro.
How dare you?
How dare you?
The complete opposites. Nobody would
No.
ever.
No, I know they are. It's just they are also
Mhm.
both really talented
Right.
and quiet.
I'm not talented.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Stop
We're
hating
talking
on
about Vanessa's portfolio. Let's move on.
Okay, moving on. Someone can't take a compliment.
So for these, I think maybe I used Rhino.
Sorry.
All right, we're done. We're done.
I was trying to do like 3 programs. I think the green is green, like greenery. The red is
Ramps?
ramps. The blue is supposed to be museum. And like this is a parking garage. So it's like a museum in a parking garage.
You inspired by 1111?
Yes. I don't know what this random square is.
Oh wow.
And I don't
Ooh,
know what I was thinking. But in the greenery, I added like
collage.
flowers. I don't know.
Kind
That's
of
it.
artsy. I dig it.
I think this is the other side of the model. Uh,
I know why you dig it though, Tristan. I
so
remember what
What?
happened that semester. So me and Brady found you
No,
at 9 p.m. all alone in my studio looking at naked dolls in a jar.
bruh. He made me do it. He made me take pictures too.
Dude.
Show those pictures.
Oh,
I remember Brady
Oh,
and I
I
were
have
just
them,
outside the window looking at him like, what is going on? And he was over there,
dude.
like in deep thought of naked Barbie dolls in a jar for some reason. We're just like,
Naked?
what is going on? Yeah, they were naked.
Bro, naked Barbie dolls were the least obscene thing in that studio. Good old Marushak. Dude would just Google half of class. He'd go on rabbit holes in the middle of class.
Wow.
Good times. So
Portfolio you just saw. I I took it to a couple people. I think trying to get a job, and they would tell me it was so bad and should try again.
oh wow.
So I did. I mean, they didn't just say that. They would say, "Yeah, it's bad," but then they would give me feedback like the titles were confusing. Maybe I could clean up the images some. Maybe be more creative. It didn't have to be like 8 by 11. So I took that, and this is the result. This one I'm really gonna just glance through really quickly because we're gonna see it again. And my you were because this is like the same stuff I already showed you
Hmm.
with maybe some additional things, but we're gonna see it even again in my last one. So it's just like this time I did titles on the side. I try to be more descriptive by adding little titles. Um, I still think it's not that great, but I mean, I don't know. I think some people told me they liked the previous one more than this one, but
nah.
I think I still like this one more. Someone told me to add photos
Hmm.
because it could make it look like an asset.
I mean, yeah, this one's definitely an upgrade on the other one. It
Yeah,
looks way more organized. It looks more even throughout. It didn't look disjointed.
yeah. I don't know if it's just like basic formatting things, like just white space kind of being uneven on not this one, but the last one. And
Hmm.
this one kind of fills the page better. You kind of you keep, like the titles consistent and
I don't know. I mean, I feel like this still has a lot of flaws here too, because the page number is above the bottom of that picture to the left,
yeah,
and
there are things like that.
off-putting.
But overall, it's better. It's
It's a
like
better step.
3
it,
points better than the other one.
it's all a work in progress.
Hmm. And then right before this one, I think is the portfolio I use to get into Strand. Yeah.
He did he actually go through your portfolio
Yeah,
in
did,
an
and he would
interview?
ask a couple questions, and then it was pretty brief though. And it was random questions. It was probably not even to try to get the main point of my project. It was like,
Mm,
oh, what is this picture trying to show? But this picture is just like the beginning of the whole thing. So it was like I thought it was random questions about my portfolio.
interesting. He didn't
I think.
even ask me about mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, good old
And
Strand.
so this is my new one.
Is this the newest?
Yeah. So this time I did.
Whoa, what is going on?
So this is just a sheet of my organization now. But this is every time this is like you don't have to understand it, but I basically created like a template to continue to use throughout the whole portfolio. And then this blue line, I'm basically going to follow that grid throughout the whole portfolio now. And I'm also using these colors. And then the text format. So I'm trying to be more intentional with like the grid, the colors, what each title looks like. And like this is a large title and this is a smaller title. And laying out like everything other than the actual content.
What
And
what led you to doing it this way?
I read this book called Making and Breaking the Grid.
Yeah.
It's Making and Breaking the Grid by Timothy Samara. And then I also chose, this is like a color harmony book. It's just colors in this book. I don't even know if it can show that good. Okay. Well,
It's a bunch of color palettes in it.
yeah.
Is
Like
this
a
gonna be the
graphic design?
organization of the portfolio, or I'm trying to understand why uh, color palette circles are in one section and then one is off to the left, and then
Oh, well,
the images up there, right?
no, these are just colors. I think these are the colors I'm allowing myself to use. Or I don't know why but this is just like an experimental sheet. And the only things that are intentional here is this here, and this text. And then these are
Hmm.
just like additional things about the page.
Okay.
Yeah, it appears the circles are on board just playing on that grid system and the cooler colors being shifted. Just cause.
Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
the colors are
Breaking the
not.
gray.
Yeah. And then like this is another title sheet. Just like so that was my template. This is like what I created. Trying to test out how it looks like. Testing out how things look like on a page. Like plain. Because I didn't really play with the sheet like this until I got to my portfolio, the last version. Um, and now with this version, I put my logo and just a color in the background. Paint. Um,
It
this
reminds
green.
me of a goldfish.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a fish, right?
Yeah, it is.
I got it right.
It's pretty
I can
legit.
call me Kate Holiday.
A lot of people are starting to do like logos for their name. What do you guys? How do you guys feel about that?
What are they called? The mammograms or what's that thing called?
Amicrons.
I don't think it's a mammogram.
They having a baby?
You're thinking about something else.
Whatever those things are
No,
called.
but that was like one of the things that people would do to like
Some white
snazz up
collar
their
girls would have
resume.
on their cars.
Yeah. All the resume like trend things were always scams. Like put the skill points into your different software abilities.
So
It's like
that was
everyone
bad.
hates that.
I'm
The
I'm
logo,
90% athletic. I'm like, bro, what does this mean?
yeah, like
Oh
this is
wow.
The Sims or something. I like the logo thing if it's subtle I mean, in this case, I like your logo because it looks very well designed. I think that's what I'm trying to say is like if the logo looks like you put effort into it, it's technically still like part of your work. It's part of your portfolio, so then it deserves to be in the portfolio or on the resume or whatever. But I don't know, some people just like it looks like they went to a logo generator and typed in their initials or something. But no, this one's good. It's cute.
The 2 pages, just because that's what I liked about the about this. Okay, so basically, I'm like still following the grid, so things should be a lot more aligned now. Um, and I'm also following like this color grid. So the color palette I chose is supposed to make you feel calm. I'm not sure if it does or not, but that's the feeling they said it should create. And just like pretty much still having
No.
fun with the grid. I think this shows the grid, or one of the pages that shows the grid the most,
Mhm.
which I like it a
Wait,
lot.
Vanessa, are there actually like 200 pages to this?
I mean, it's the
Yeah, I was
same
about to
things
say.
I showed you, so we don't have to go into it.
No,
Uh,
I mean just as a general comment.
Yeah.
yeah, it's 170. So this one is my long version.
Dude.
But this one makes it easy where you can, because I have a 20-page version as well.
Oh, okay. And you show the 20-page version
Yeah,
to
can we see that one first?
employers, right?
Know where my 20-page version is, but I think it's somewhere here. I can show the 20-page version if I find it.
How big is the file for this one that's 170 pages?
It can be zipped
Can it?
sometimes.
I'm having like the biggest issue trying to email a like 10-page portfolio because there's just so many like high def images on it.
Right. And like you can only reduce that quality so much.
Yeah.
Does this one say the page number?
It's 170.
Oh, this one is still 107.
Jesus.
I'm
I know
You
I have a
put
short version. I just don't know where it is.
so you
I
put
always
like
question
absolutely
myself on how many projects I should show. Like,
yeah.
how many do y'all think? Or how many
The
are y'all
hardest
showing, to be honest?
thing the
I only
hardest thing
show
about
7.
portfolios is editing it down because it's like for some studios you do like two projects, but sometimes you just gotta choose your best one and run with that. And you gotta choose it based on the graphics that you have for it. Because I think what you're trying to do is like blow someone away with the project as soon as possible and as few images as possible. And usually you have like that one, maybe it's like a perspective section or just like the rendering. It pretty much like sums up the
Funny shot.
project. It's like the eye candy for the project. And you got to have at least one of those for each project. But then you can put like the technical stuff, like the floor plans and stuff, just to show your proficiency at doing architectural drawings. But in general, you gotta like kind of storytell with your portfolio, which means you kind of like when people do filmmaking, it's a lot of editing out and organizing things in a way that it tells some kind of story. That's just a general thing. I'm not even commenting on your stuff yet.
How long did
Yeah.
this take you to make?
How long? Well, this
Mm.
one, so this was after Strand, and I was unemployed for like 8 months, so I had time.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I I think this took me a couple weeks, even being unemployed. So I I would like wake up and go to sleep and work on this, and then I would send smaller versions to. At the time, I was applying to grad schools. I was also applying to jobs. So I was like, whichever one comes first, I'll see. Um, I know I have like several versions of this. It's just I haven't found it. This is the bigger one. So like in some of these, I could just take the either one project because I normally even just put just 2 studios and leave the rest behind.
Yeah, I cut out a whole semester from my grad portfolio. That's because I didn't like the professor, but
Hmm. And then this one is
What's his
not even
name?
architecture, but it's for fun. So, like this one, I usually don't even include it, but I like to include it in just like my overall work because I also like to think of my portfolio as like just like a portfolio of everything I've done. Um, and then I can break pieces away from it if I have to.
Are you ultimately gonna add onto this into grad and
That would be fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like what do you call it? Like an anthology? Is that the right term? Of like all your work. And then if you were,
Mhm.
I don't know if that's the term, but then if you're trying to like apply somewhere, you definitely have to edit it down, pick like your final one from each studio. Maybe some of your what do you call it? Other courses, like that DigiFab course that we had. We did some cool stuff, so I added some of that stuff to mine. Especially something that like applies to the real world that you could try and sell your employer on. You're like, yeah, I know how to operate a what do you call it?
plasma cutter, which every office has.
Yeah, plasma. Well,
Wow.
not that, but the
CNC.
yeah, the CNC stuff like that.
Laser cutter.
If you're
3D
going
print.
for Bjark Ingles, they probably have all that. Monty, run the model shop. You know how to do this, right? You totally know how to do it.
Yeah, I do. I
Imagine you got
promise.
the job. Imagine you show up in New York. They're like, all right, we need this. We need 500 panels for this really important soccer stadium we're doing. You're like, oh, shit.
Start
Just
C
wing
to
it.
D grasshopper scripts.
It's like, oh shit. Well, gotta wing it sometimes.
Yeah, so you can see it here. Like this is when I'm announcing like a new studio. And these are like the smaller titles. So these are all the things you've already seen. So for this one, I even just created line drawing. So I went back. I went back to some of these projects and just did drawings on Illustrator if I on my iPad because I thought the drawings looked so bad. Not for all of them, but some of them. It was also easier to put.
Ooh, there we go.
I'll go back
I
and go
didn't
to
even know that
show.
was about water.
So it was easier to put things on the portfolio once I already had a template as well. So I created this drawing.
Yes.
I also created this one
Yeah.
because like I'm bad at rendering, so I just started drawing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great one.
Yeah, that's what you should go for. Because
Yeah.
not everyone's cut out to do renderings, and renderings can just it's like such a roundabout way to get to what you're trying to show. But if you can just draw it, then that's just as good. People love. I mean, we at our uh, job, we take models and then we like sketchify it to make it look like this because clients receive it easier, I think, like easier on the eyes to have it look like a painting or drawing. So if you can do it like realistically, hell yeah, more power to you.
Yeah, and this was really fun to make too. There's a new app on the iPad called Fresco. And so in this one you can use both vector and pixels.
Oh,
And it has like watercolor marker. Like it's really fun. I started really having fun with my portfolio, which is like what I think everyone should do is have fun with their
Yeah.
portfolio. Because before sending it to grad school, before sending it to jobs, it's like yours.
Do grad schools not have a limit on their portfolios?
They do.
Yeah, they probably do. It's like 10 megs at the most.
Mm.
dang.
Or a link. Often it's like an issue, you know. But still, like, you don't want to overwhelm them. But this is a very strong visual project.
I wonder what they're looking for, like what schools look for as opposed to lawyers. You think they're looking for like theoretical genius or proficiency in tools,
I
programs?
wonder how many of them check like social following and like, and I mean,
Oh,
at a certain level, you know, people are
Traveling Cali.
no, like, you'd be surprised because like at a certain height, people just are given degrees, you know. So there is like a
Usher.
yeah, you know, basically, yeah. But I just wonder how convoluted it is because often it's more about who's there rather than like content. But also, I am speaking from a different state and different people.
Monty's
So,
officially a
Monty,
Californian now.
Monty, are you saying that you started this whole Hoser Squad podcast so you can get into SciArc
Fired.
because you'll have a presence on the internet
Okay, hold
already?
on. Let's
Mhm.
get one thing clear. Get
This
one
is
thing.
actually his portfolio.
Let's get one thing absolutely
We're part
clear.
of it.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
suing him.
No. The whole entire point of this endeavor is to flip all of that on its head and render it
Dang.
useless.
You're gonna make them go out of business.
Yeah, because they aren't doing business.
They
Dang.
are.
No, they aren't.
They're running their
They're
students
taking
like
their
slaves.
I mean, the
business.
private ones, I guess, but it's kind of a business. But there's no. If it's the only architecture school in town that's private, what's the market rate? What's the competition?
Hmm.
You know? And then they can charge more than whatever it is, but then not justify any of the cost. And then at the same time, have a quid pro quo with students in having them coming to work either for free or severe, the underpaid, and also take the proper studios with the proper professors to get the proper jobs and the proper scholarships. So it's like it's really fucked up. So like it's not as if I'm pining to get in to these incredibly old institutions based off
Tony
of
wants to do a Frank Lloyd Wright Atelier Studio, whatever it is.
Atelier.
Atelier.
Isn't that what you
Alias.
called it? Taliesin, yeah.
Taliesin, yeah.
Somebody else is Atelier.
Taliesin, yeah. Taliesin.
Caliesin?
Atelier 5?
Montiesin?
Montiesin? Pontiopia?
Monticello.
Monticello. Hey, it's already taken.
Yeah.
And I haven't. No, I'm not gonna say that. But Pontitopia. Pontioria.
Is chickens and cows
There's chickens and
coexisting on the
cows
tower?
coexisting on the
Where's that project? Does Brady have that one?
No.
Yeah, no, that's Brady. I would love to see Gus's from that same studio,
Oh
but
man.
that's up to him.
It's a
Up to
jelly
him.
donut.
But we are a bit on tangent. I think a gigantic takeaway is progress and attempts and just doing it,
Yeah.
showing
I'm
it to
surprised
people.
you came back to bat so many times.
Yeah, it's like
I
3 or
always
4.
do like one pass through, then maybe get some comments, and then maybe fix it. I'm bad
Bro,
about that,
I don't know
but
how y'all do it. I haven't done anything. Any of my portfolios. I've only done my one undergrad portfolio.
Bro,
And then that
make
one
a
for Oswald.
fucking video portfolio. That'd be wicked.
I don't need it though. You can just talk to the people and let them know you're cool, and then they'll hire you.
You can't always
yeah.
just talk to the people. It ain't Fort Worth everywhere, bro. It can't just
Yeah.
walk in with a firm handshake
Well,
like the good old days.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
can
it was
tell you,
hard.
I can tell you from firsthand experience. I'm applying a bunch of places up in the Midwest.
Tell them,
Maybe
Chris. Tell them.
2 out of like 12 so far have asked specifically for portfolio. They're kind of doing this thing where they're like, send me your resume and a list of works that you have directly been in contact with, I guess, which kind of stipulates that it's actual works, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Like
after
they want
after
they
so
want
many years,
active, yeah, they want actual portfolios like from actual projects from you now.
Right.
I don't know
And
if it's just because the positions that I'm like trying to go for, but I don't know. I don't know if employers as a whole are trying to just move away from. I know my current boss doesn't really. I've kind of sat in on an interview with like an intern, and I don't know. He didn't really. He asked to look at it, but he didn't really like. It didn't affect anything really. He was just like, "What programs did you use for this?" Like, okay, that's good. That's good.
right at this stage, it's more about moving to what have you actually done and built rather than anything in college. And a part of it is just to organize our own work, so it isn't just on random
Yeah.
hard drives, that like crash. And
Yeah.
it's a practice in putting everything together, having some kind of narrative grid. Those are some wicked images, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I think that overall Vanessa improved a lot over the last couple of portfolios she's shown. Like she went out of her way to make up her own template. She came up with some color palettes and she's going ahead and applied that. Like through the process of putting together the portfolio, she's like what's the word? Like sharpening her skills and like putting together digital works and all of this, all the different programs that people might ask her to use when she's working at a firm or something like that.
Yeah. I can tell that, Vanessa, you're a person who kind of needs constraints from yourself to I guess make sense of something like a portfolio. Like you needed to get that template established before you could really start to put together your final portfolio. And I feel like kind of I'm the same way. Like I have to have some kind of template or something to run by, something in my head, and then kind of plan it out on paper before I can just run with it. But I think there's kind of a trap in that. And like literally, you made a grid for yourself, and now you're kind of restrained to that grid. And if you go and look at like these super like artsy, like Asher type people, they have like this intrinsic thing within themselves to kind of just like go with the artsy flow of things. And somehow there's like, there's a mold that they like organizationally, their portfolio will always make sense. Like the color palettes, it just works with everything, with the rendering, with the section. Everything flows together nice, but there's like no clear, like, here's the grid for it. And it's
Hmm.
something that I haven't been able to un like unravel for myself.
Right.
And we'll see with my portfolio next week. It's kind of like formulaic in a way, but it's like I said, it's like the only way I can like get myself to get through it, I think. I don't know.
I think the way of thinking about it, because she had a very top down, outward in approach of here is the system, and then all of my projects fit into that. And it was quite structured in all aspects. One thing that, let's just call them the like extreme artsy t- types who can break it even further, they seem to allow the projects themselves to express it. So if you have a big section, maybe you just have that on one panel,
And
and really, I think it's more on the hierarchy, because like you had a bunch of just great strong drawings like that, and I would push back on like going through it. I don't feel as if these projects are that constrained, because they are placed on the page with enough space to breathe. But I probably argue on some of the later projects, maybe up the hierarchy a bit, to have the great projects or the great images from the project stand out more than having to feel like everything is shown. Because even like the beauty of that model isn't exactly even shown. That one is, cause also there's no like full bleed anything. The border's very established. So you made the grid. I don't know if you actually broke it at times. Because even on the like big single or half spread, it's still in the grid. And like you could even play with the corners, or like have something sit off to the side, or I don't know. It's everything can be critiqued to death. I think this is like extremely clear, and then you could even push it even further, adding even in blotches of color or what have you. I don't have it, but my Oswald portfolio, which was my first attempt ever at one. I had it as primary colors, not the primary, but the CMYK. But I had like these like bullshit like paint blotches on like the pages that was like clip art basically, and it just looked like fucking trash. But I feel you can play even more with color because here like it does read like, okay, is it it almost reads too professional, like I, I get that's like a paper or an essay, because even the art is like in the grid.
Is that Donald Trump?
No, what?
Go back. That's Donald Trump.
No,
Marilyn
David,
Monroe?
back. That one.
That's Donald Trump.
Oh my god!
Baby Trump.
I never saw that before.
That's DJ Trump. This the year of the election.
I do have a drawing of Donald Trump somewhere.
No way.
Yeah, I do.
No way.
Probably not in the portfolio.
No way.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. I didn't put it in the portfolio.
Dino B? Is that the dino?
Where?
Yeah, hi.
What's up?
Oh,
How's it going?
We're in the
good.
midst
How about
of
She
you?
a
is.
hot roast right now.
Yeah. Going through her final. So she showed us her very first one, and then her second
Nice.
one, and her third, and yeah, and we're on here now.
Yeah, I have like 6 versions of my portfolio, and this is the newer one.
It's 170 pages. How many pages is your portfolio, Miss Koala?
Oh, mine, 60 something?
That's pretty hefty
Less
still.
than 70.
Yeah. Is it professional work at all, or just college?
It was just college. I haven't upped it in a while. Or since last year, pretty much.
You're the one who goes back and perfects the projects and the drawings, though.
That's what award winners do.
Yeah. That's intense.
Enough to land me a job, and then I'm done.
Cooked.
Oof. Do you separate your grad work from your undergrad work?
Me? No. I just
Really?
throw everything in.
Man, even from 2 different schools?
Yeah. I mean, they're not gonna question it. Like, they would
Yeah.
just look at your work as a collection anyways. They don't care.
Yeah. All you.
Yeah,
60
that's how I see my portfolio too, like a collection. Like I can always chop it up, make it into 10 pages. But it's easier. I guess like for me, it's just easier to think of it as like I can always cut 100 pages.
Yeah. True. Victoria can just tell them, yo, go to krob.com and half my portfolio's up there.
Oh, alright.
That's pretty cool.
I got a
Congrats
news.
on that.
I got on Reba Journal.
You got what?
I got on Reba Journal.
Yeah, that was wicked.
Oh, yeah. So you kind of caught
So
us on
what?
the back end of this.
Yeah, I know. I was just like walking in to say hi. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a while.
So now that you are a 2-time published champion, we have to get some kind of thought behind the insanely beautiful imagery.
Yeah, can we
Please
get you for a date
please.
confirmed
Please.
for
Anytime
a
you're
portfolio?
free.
Please.
Anytime you're free. No pressure. Just please.
Yeah, I
It'll be the best one.
don't know like what to talk like or what exactly like the how I make those images, or like how I came to it, or the process, or the
Everything.
tech side.
Yeah, just think of like it's educational. You're trying to help, people going through school right now or about to go through school or just got out. Like
AKA Tristan just wants to know how to make them.
Yeah, Tristan's
I'm
like,
trying
hey.
to I'm trying to steal it, to be honest. That's why I'm on this podcast.
Just to steal. But
Oh wow.
if anything, just a run down of the prompt of the project, and then whatever thoughts happened after that, because it's some insane imagery that I don't even know what I'm looking at. So I have like 753,000 questions.
Yeah, we can totally do one. It's not gonna be any like very professional explanation of it, but it'll be fun to share the
Nah,
process.
Don't worry, this is not
we
professional.
we don't do professional here.
We have a
We'll
soundboard.
tag K-Rob though. Tag
Yeah,
K-Rob
we
when we
do.
go live.
Yeah, yeah, it's super professional here.
Yeah.
This is all just an interview that's being recorded for all of our future employers.
So Victoria, does that mean you're down next Wednesday? Same
Next
time?
Wednesday, I think I have a panel discussion next Wednesday.
Ooh,
I don't know if it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I forgot. It's for K-Rob in Dallas.
nice.
Nice.
Um,
Shout us out.
Yeah, shout
July.
us out.
Um,
Hey, shout out real quick.
Yeah, I need to actually find a
Who's
time
this guy?
and then mark it down, like for us to talk about. Like
Yeah, text us.
about. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down. Sorry, like I know, like I'm
Just
super.
stream it.
Yeah,
Just
just
We'll just
stream
steal your
everything.
content.
Yeah.
It could be cool in person.
We live stream your live
Yeah, that'd be
stream.
wicked.
Yeah, Facebook Live. Don't they usually do Facebook Lives for that?
I don't know what to do for it like this time. Super strange.
That's cool. So we'll get you 1 week or another, but we're gonna keep. Monty, is the plan to keep doing this like series of portfolios, just our own?
Yeah, so
mhm.
this is a part of it. Other is trying to keep on the interview series, and because I still have Juan, Victoria, Brady. So my buddy at work, I think we're gonna film it on his rooftop and like get a pretty cool background. I'm trying
That'll
to,
be pretty cool.
yeah, I'm trying to be in Dallas mid August. We should do some stuff in person for sure. Even like just hang out. Like
I'll be gone.
uh, when are you
Yeah.
leaving?
Uh, end of July.
Like,
Couple
Dude,
couple
one more
weeks.
month? Not even a
Couple weeks.
month.
Yeah. I'm going up to Wisconsin, Victoria. Leaving Texas temporarily. I'll be back
Good.
someday.
Like when?
Couple decades, who knows?
Nice.
yeah, until he unthaws from this heat wave.
I'm locking myself in Taliesin, not coming out till I'm Lloyd Wright status.
Tristy Essen.
Guess
Tristan Lloyd
that's
Wright.
the end of his lifetime there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
along with the interviews, I really want to start this other segment or like angle on architecture and crime, and it's more viewing criminal cases through the lens of architecture and ones that are quite popular and I was like, oh, I won't say it here, but I mean, the people listening are ourselves anyway, so it's all good. But with that, at least every other week I've spoken with Gus and Bonnie about like posting it pretty like every other week, and like maybe each either creating a book or having some kind of angle on it, and like some, and this will be more open discussion, and with the idea kind of being the research and the actual project being a more produced crime podcast, basically. Possibly,
Monty,
I think with video, but this is like
Monty, I
uh
think we have to you gotta backpedal that thought. I think it should just be you talking in your ghosty, mysterious voice.
just me.
Just you.
I don't want it to be just me, cause also like Gus has a pretty fucking mysterious
Yeah, yeah,
voice
yeah.
as well.
But I feel like it has to be either like one or two people.
Well, in the infancy of it, it's more about talking about them and it being researched more than, yeah, probably a more produced would have like one speaker or like two max, you know. But starting off on it being more of a stream discussion, what do you think about this or that? I think it can
You
be
know?
more like open. But
Yeah.
right, because in a world where
Yeah, exactly.
JFK was
Play
never
the
killed,
spooky like
yeah,
Scooby Doo bats in the background.
yeah,
Oh wow.
drop that raspiness on it. But yeah,
You never came out alive.
just like trying to find different angles on architecture and having it be a tidbit more interesting than a presentation that I would fall asleep in school.
Yeah,
You know,
we don't
like,
want to do that.
right.
We're the cool guys.
And this is like just throwing stuff out and seeing what sticks. You know.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So for next week, we can run through Tristy's portfolio and like still space out the crime and plan it out some more. Because I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
like,
we still need to iron out a couple of details on that and
yeah,
figure out exactly how we're gonna tackle that.
right. Um, any closing thoughts, everybody?
I think Vanessa did
Excited.
a great job on showing us how to keep at it till she gets to a place she's comfortable with, and she progressed a lot on all the different portfolios she showed us, and I think she's in a pretty good spot. This is pretty good. I like that.
Yeah,
Thank you, Gustavo.
this is like what, 6 years in the making? Like progress along the way. When I do a portfolio, it's like 1 month of intense, just get it over with and then never touch it again. Yeah, I'm impressed. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, it was painful to go back to it again.
I bet.
But but I also was at the time like unemployed and I'm like I have time. It's always been in the back of my head to improve it. Right now
Right.
is a good time. And especially with applying to schools. I was more compelled to do it for the grad schools than I was for jobs. So um I feel like especially now, I don't think that jobs really ask us for portfolios. They might ask us like what we did, what our role was, what we're used to, not more of like things that we did at school.
Right, like I went to many job interviews with just CDs, but I was at a job where I didn't like any of the work. It was just was not design. It was just residential additions, and I had like 3 or 4 or 5 sets out there, and I was like, I don't like any of these projects. I really do need to like switch it up because I can't even show like construction work,
Yeah.
which I'm like, that's the real architecture.
A good point that like whatever you get out of the interview is probably it tells you what the job's going to be like, and what they pay attention to is going to tell you what they really want you for. That's one thing I'm trying to be careful for finding a new job, because I want it. It's going to be like my first job that I invest in, I guess, because I always knew that I was moving like a year ago at least. So
Have you asked about like path to partnership? Cause in only X time you'll be licensed, and then in only X time you'll be a proficient architect, and then why would
yeah,
they keep
but
you around?
that depends
Or why
what
would
like the size of the company. Because if you're going into a big one, then you're just one of 20 or 30
are there big
architects.
firms in Wisconsin?
Yeah, come on, bro. Milwaukee's how many people? I don't
Giannis
know.
is
It's
there.
pretty big.
Giannis is
Yeah, my boy's
There's
there.
like a
So,
there's like 100
Bro, do you even
cows.
know Giannis
dude, I know him.
he does now. He's a
personally?
homie.
My best friend. Come on.
Get a signed
Where do you,
jersey from
where do you think I'm staying up there?
him. Next to the stadium by the dumpster.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude, he always comes by, flips me a quarter.
Wow.
Oh, Feroza, gotta catch a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bucks. They're pretty good.
Hey, bro, so when we visiting?
When the
Show
house is
inside?
done, first hoser house coming through.
Bro, talk you and print all of it, and let's roast you on here.
You're gonna roast my house while I'm living in it? You could roast me and give me ideas for remodeling. Then we make a whole video series out of that
Remodel. Is the house already
after it was
there,
just done.
or is it empty lot?
No. That's the thing. It hasn't. No. It's a new build. It's gonna be a new build.
Right. Why wouldn't you walk us through that process
Good.
and roast that, and like
No.
document everything? Are you planning on like pouring the concrete and like digging trenches yourself and like building the
No.
framing and like, come on, bro.
No. I mean, it is gonna be right next door, so I'll like hop over when I get back from work and all that, and on the weekends.
And like
But
point.
I don't want to be like, yeah, down their throat the whole time.
Just help out.
I don't know. Juan, what would you think if the architect showed up and tried to boss your crew around, or your dad's crew? But don't y'all ever work from other documents from other? I don't know. How does that work?
The architect really isn't that present in resident.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a big high-end house.
Yeah, custom. No. All right, boys.
And
Next
women.
week, roast of myself.
Yes, sir.
I got
Is it
two of
done?
them for y'all.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Undergrad and grad separated. Apparently, that's not the way to go.
No.
I will thank everybody's for their time, and I greatly appreciate it. And it was a great start to all of these free views because it's just all about feedback. All of us as a group, as a cohort, as a community, growing together. Thank you all very much, and have a good night.
Good night, y'all.